everybody, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Heather and we are a fun, fabulous sewing channel where we share patterns that you know and love, and also brand new things that just sort of pop up and that I want you to be able to make also. Today we are not sewing, but we are doing something bag related. I go down like these rabbit holes of videos sometimes, and all of a sudden it's 19 hours later and I have all these new ideas. So I recently have been on a kick of watching bag charm videos, like purse bag charm videos, and I was like, all right, let's curate a group of materials that anybody can just go on, purchase, and make their own really cute bag charms. And so today we're doing bag charms and I'm so excited about it. It is not like a brand new idea. I'm not coming up with this for the first time. There are tons of people who make bag charms already and do so very well, but I wanted to jump on the bandwagon because I think it's amazing. So this is the style bag charm that we're making today. We are using these fabulous gold plated, not real gold, carabiners, and so they just unhook. And you know, like when you hear carabiners, you think of the industrial looking ones for like hiking or rock climbing up a mountain, which we're obviously not doing. But these would be so cute on the front of a bag. And then we've got these paper clips, and then this sort of chain charm deal. We've got H for Heather, we've got enamel charms, we have plain gold charms. This is a snake, which I'm obsessed with. And then we're doing some beaded charms also. And so we've got mayhem down here. We have some, this is moss agate stones, agate, I don't know. I'll probably say that wrong 8,000 times. And then we've got some seed beads. And so it's three different elements that we have on here. You could absolutely make these with different elements, or you could add more things on. I'll actually try to see if I can find some of our big puffs and and see what those look like on here. But yeah, so that's what we're doing today. We're gonna make one for Dakota for her fancy new school bag. So stick around. We're gonna head on over. We're gonna change the camera angle. I'm gonna show you how to make each element of this bag charm, and then we'll take a look at our final two, mine and Dakota's, together. All right, so here is an up close look at our bag charm. So we've got the really big paper clip, we've got the gold chain, and we have 5 different charms on here. So we've got the H for Heather, we've got a little flower, we have some enamel charms, we've got this lollipop, the white heart, and then we've got a snake on the bottom. And then we have our last piece, which is our beaded bit. So this is actually one piece of string, and it's attached to a D-ring here. And you can see we've used some gold lettering for mayhem. We have some seed beads, and then we've got some moss agate, however you say it. There, so that is our bag charm that we made as like an example. And we found these really awesome carabiners at Amazon. And you guys, actually all of the things that we're using today are from Amazon, and I've curated a specific list. So if you really like the look of these charms, or any single piece of it, you can sort of go on that list and pick the things that you like and order them. It's really simple. I even have these little little ends here on that list as well. So in the description box below, you'll just want to make sure you click that ... more, and then you can click on the link that will take you to the curated bag charms section of my storefront on Amazon, and you'll find everything that I'm using today there. All right, so we're going to start our, we're going to make one of these together, all of the pieces, and you could add more things as well. I have some big fluffy items and extras you could add on. We're just going to make this one today sort of as it is. So let's grab out some of our materials. We're going to start with our paper clip. Okay, so we've got our carabiner here, just sort of as it is. These come in a pack of 10, so you get a good amount of them. So we're just going to leave that open. And then this is the paper clip kit that I got. And this is interesting because there are several sort of pre-made paper clips here. There are also different size paper clips. So like this one is not pre-made at all, and it's obviously a lot longer. There's some smaller ones. Some that are different. So like there's a lot of them. And then like this one has a big dangly on it. Then there are these here, so you can personalize your paper clips also. So I thought that that was really fun. You can make your own, but there's also options for pre-made ones. And then this little kit here, it has a bunch of like little pins. And I immediately thought these would look super cute on some little like denim pouches. And so I am like a avid don't read the descriptioner on Amazon, and I just buy things. And so I was a little surprised when I saw all the things that this came with, and that some of them were done already, but it works out. So then there's like some larger ones here, bows. And then I was like, you know what? That's actually kind of cool. We can personalize some things. You know, we like to personalize. So there's all of that. For the purpose of today, we're going to use a pre-made clip. These ones are the same, so we'll use these. Now these do open. And so you could absolutely go ahead and put some glue so that it doesn't open. And, you know, I'd feel comfortable doing that and ensuring that it would stay. These sort of letters would go here on this side, or you could grab one that's not done at all, and you can go ahead and put some letters on here, or some little beads. Really anything. So we're going to grab this one, and you can see here we just sort of took the top and put it on, and that's what we're going to do here as well. Okay, and so that, there we go, is our paper clip. Easy peasy. So we're going to set this kit aside, and we're going to work on our metal charms. So this is a really big roll of gold chain, and then we just have some jeweler's pliers here, and I'll show you how we take this apart. But really what I want to do is make sure it's going to hang but not hang too long. And so I want to get a good angle. And I think we're going to go with this one. So here, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little opening. And we're going to go ahead and pull that apart. Like so. Make sure our length is good. And I do like that. So that will be perfect the way it is. One of the things that we actually have to grab here is our O-rings. So we'll get those in a second, but we will take out, we've got a lot of charms here. So we've got letter charms, just plain gold. These are additional letter charms. And then enamel charms. And again, plain gold. So I think we'll make a Dakota version of this bag charm for her middle school backpack. So we'll get a little ahead of ourselves. So I'm going to go through the letters and find a D. I just don't know which one I want yet. Maybe we'll go with the longer letters, and it can be the bottom piece. And then we'll grab a couple of different charms. I like to do 5 or so charms per strand of gold. So I'm going to go through and pick out 5 different Dakota style charms. And for anyone who doesn't know, Dakota's my daughter. We make things for her on the channel all the time. She is definitely lucky, but she knows that, so that's totally fine. So we're going to pick out some Dakota style charms so that she has this bag charm to put on her school bag, and then we'll come back together and sort of put them on our chain and then add it to our charm. All right, so we've got our rings, our jump rings, I guess is what you call them. And we've picked out our charms, and this is like this cute little bunny outline with a heart. And then we've got a horse. Dakota loves horses. We have this really pretty purple heart. And this just reminded me so much of her. Sun, multicolors. And then we've got the D for Dakota. So basically we're just going to pick an end to be our end and an end to be the top. And so these rings open just like our chain, like so. And then we're just going to put the D on the end. And these rings, the more you sort of like move them, the harder they get. Okay. So like that. And then we'll come up to the top here, and we'll want to start our first, and we'll want to run them sort of like that and on opposite sides. I like to mix up the color with the gold. So we'll take our bunny and we'll go on the third. And we'll close it up. Okay. And then we'll want to come down. And we're going to aim for the opposite side here. And this is like where you can get creative. You obviously don't have to do what I'm doing, but this is what I found looks pretty good. Okay, and then we'll do the horse. final one on the actual chain itself will be the purple heart. You just want to make sure that those rings close. Okay, there we go. And now we're just going to take our chain, slide it right on. Okay, so that's our second charm. And then for our last one, we're going to use one of the larger jump rings. Here. And then we're going to get out our beads and our stretch material, as well as this is where we use our crimping end here. Okay, so the last charm that we are making is with some what's called Stretch Magic, and this is 1 millimeter size. So we're going to take our jump ring here, and we're basically just tying a knot. Around this jump ring. And if you've never used Stretch Magic before, the reason it's called that is because it stretches. Like, you can make stretch beaded bracelets out of it. Okay, so we're going to do one there. And we do want to do another. Trying to keep the pressure while you sort of tie that off. Okay, like so. And then we'll just want to cut okay, I like one side to be longer than the other, and it doesn't mean that we're going to use the whole thing, but I still like that. So we have a variety of different things here. We have seed beads, which you're going to need. You need a smaller bead before you put the crimper on. So we use the seed beads for sure. And then we've got our Dakota spelt out in these fun different colors with the gold. And then we just have some regular just beads here. So we're going to do the Dakota one first, which will go on the longer version. And we're just going to bead on some seed beads here. Seed beads are fun. They're not all the same shape. You can get them in a ton of colors. They're relatively simple to thread on. And if you wanted to use something smaller than a meter, you totally could. There are multiple sizes of Stretch Magic. So I'm just going to bead on a few of these until we get to a point where I think we can start Dakota's name. And then we'll bead on Dakota's name. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 of these on here. And then we're going to go ahead and thread on our letters. Okay. And then we're going to go with 10 more seed beads to finish this one off. And you definitely don't have to make it symmetrical, but I can't manage to not make it symmetrical. So here we are. And sometimes they just don't want to go on. Okay, 2 more, and then we're going to get a crimp bead. But this goes relatively quick, you guys, because it's not like a full bracelet. Now, the crimp bead pack that I have linked in the storefront comes with multiple finishes and multiple sizes. This is the larger of the gold. And you just put this on the end, okay, like so. And then we're going to take our jewelry pliers and we're just going to push it. And it flattens like a pancake. And that's what holds our beads on. Okay, so that's 1. And then we're going to come in here, and for the shorter one, we're still going to start with a few beads, and then we'll put on our larger stones. This way, when we finish off our ends with the smaller beads, it doesn't look off. Again, this is part of my symmetry issues. Okay, so we're just going to go with 4, and then we're going to bead these on. String these on. I don't know. Bead. I don't know, you guys. I was actually really pumped about this because I have a lot of jewelry making stuff, and I haven't been able to use it recently because I just I guess I just didn't really know what to use it for. And now I feel like I have a reason to pull it all out and use it again, which is really exciting. All right, we're gonna go with that, and then we're gonna thread on 4 more. We're coming pretty close to the edge. Okay, and again, we're going to take that crimp bead, thread it on, and push. And that is what holds it together. I think it's just so cool. Okay, so we're just going to leave a little end. And there we go. That's our final charm. Look at that. Look at how cute. All right, we're going to thread her on and right down. And there we go, you guys. That is our completed bag charm. How stinking cute are these? I love how when we do the 2 on the jump ring and tied in the middle, it sort of opens them up and it puts this gold chain right in the center. You can do so many colors, so many combos, so many different things, and it's adorable. This gold carabiner, here for it. I think I need to find them in all the colors so that we can make these all the time, no matter what finish we use. All right, let's head on over to the finish table and look at our 2 charms together. All right, that is Dakota's finished bag charm. Isn't it the cutest? I just love it. So obviously this one's a little more colorful. We used the colored beads. I think that these would be amazing. If you have a shop, you could list these as custom. I saw a stat the other day that said Bag charms were up 225% in the search component of Etsy. So that's interesting. It seems like these are pretty on trend right now. And so you could customize, the wording that's down here, the colors, sort of all of the things, and you could list these, and people love custom stuff. So there's that. I did add one of our little puffs to mine, and you could put this on a charm too so that it hangs lower. Obviously it's a little chunky, but these little fur balls are so cute. And if we added it a little, I'll take it off and I'll just put it a little lower so you can see if it was lower. And on our, it could hang down here or something. I mean, it's cute. They're adorable. I'm here for the gold vibe that's going on. It took me a long time to become a gold girl, but obviously, you guys know I'm a gold girl now. So here's our two different versions. We made them the same, but they look totally different based on what we did. So I'm just obsessed with these. I love them so much. Make sure you click on the description. It's ... more, and it'll expand out. I know some people can't find some things sometimes, and I'll have the curated collection of where to find the things you need to make these for yourself down in the description box. And yeah, I hope that you'll do these. I have seen like these that are like stars and hearts and things like that, and so obviously my wheels are cranking and I'm thinking like we could make so many different versions of these, which I'll probably do because I can't help myself. I hope that you enjoyed today. I hope that you found some inspiration, got some new ideas, or just enjoyed watching. As always, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. I will see you soon.